All right, a little bit of dead air here, starting just a little early as usual. Just want to make sure the stream gets started. And a treat for you today. I lost all my sound. Crazy. Gonna finish for you. Oh well, maybe next time. Welcome everybody to another one of these, whatever they are. And Gman did a stream the other day, maybe yesterday, the day before, just a shorty today. It was about a 7-minute stream, and a couple things I wanted to react to in it. We had some claims about atheism and atheists in general. So wanted to get to that and do a little response to it. It's an argument that comes up from time to time, so I thought maybe I'd give you a little ammunition to throw back at theists when they want to talk about this sort of thing. So let's go right to the video, and we'll comment about it.
No, that ain't gonna work. We gotta do it like this. Still trying it out. Hello, everybody, and welcome to GTV. I am Gman, your host. The Bible says in Psalms 14, one of the fool has said in his heart that there is no God, they are corrupt. They have done abominable works. If you hear me calling them a fool, please don't get mad at me. Take up your grievance with the Lord, because he is the one who thinks you're pretty foolish to say that he doesn't exist.
Well, we talked about this last time. Maybe G-Man hadn't seen my video yet. I suspect he has. I can't confirm it, but there was a downvote. So he's still throwing this whole Psalms 14:1 out there. So call him on it when you can, because he's just wrong about what the verse says. Well, let's continue.
He knows full well he exists. So today, I found this video on YouTube today. Well, actually, I didn't really find it. It was it was suggested to me from Shock of God's YouTube channel. And you got to hear this to actually believe this. But this is the...
It's his bad stream.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just saw an amazing video. It's an hour and 43 minutes long, and you have a Stuart do a great job. I think Pease says that he believes just chemicals. So I'm going to show you something real quick. We're going to scroll down. You know, Christians believe that we have a free will, we have a soul and a spirit. But what P.Z. Myers is saying is his whole self are the following chemicals that I'm going to mention. So, for example, he says he's just chemicals, oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, chlorine, sodium, sulfur, potassium. This is what P.C. Myers believes he's just.
Okay, just a quick comment. I haven't seen the P.Z. Myers original in a while, and I didn't go back to look at it first. Maybe P.Z. did say that. I think if he said we're just chemicals, I think he smuggled in the just a little bit there. Clearly, we're more than just chemicals, but we are chemicals, and I know we'd all agree on that. Let's see how G-Man takes this and runs.
Now, we can get all those chemicals, put them in a lab, and no matter how we mix them and fill them and what proportion we fill them, it's not going to tell you their shape is wrong. Those chemicals will not say that love is good. The chemicals will not be able to determine decisions that we should make in life about major things. The chemicals themselves can't even bring evidence into existence. So you can give all those chemicals to P.Z. Myers and he's not going to be able to bring life into existence. But have you noticed that there's a escaping of reality that atheists do, and they want to talk about how there's no free will and they're just chemicals. Well, how can chemicals tell you and I about truth? How can chemicals reason and come to conclusions? They can't. Chemicals are stupid. They don't have a mind. And so watch this as Cliff talks to PZ, and PZ says that he himself is just chemicals. Well, if someone's just chemicals, then why should we trust anything say is reasonable? Because chemicals not reason. Chemicals cannot tell us what is true and what is false.
It's physics and chemistry.
Well, then there's no
need to invoke
physics and chemistry. Who's the you? Who's the conscious PZ? Or is there no conscious PZ? Is there simply complex biochemical reactions? Is that all there is to reality? And please.
Yes, isn't it wonderful?
Wow. So PZ is claiming, and in all due respect to PZ, there's no way he can believe that. He's claiming all he is complex chemicals.
Now, I'll stop there. If you want to watch the rest of the video, go to Shaka God's YouTube channel. It's called One of the Dumbest Aliens I've Ever Heard. So, yeah, it is true. The pseudo-scientific community believes that they're nothing more than complex chemicals, and they believe that complex chemicals have the ability to reason.
Pay attention.
You know what I mean? So, in other words, this can of roach spray that I have here, which is nothing more than a mixture of complex chemicals, should be able to tell me the deep mysteries of the world. Tell me, can of roach spray, is rape wrong? Can you tell me why it's wrong? Doesn't have much answers for me. Perhaps I should ask this disinfectant spray, these complex chemicals. Complex chemicals, tell me something. You know, this is science and everything and whatnot, right? Is it wrong to dot drop? Got to speak up a little bit louder. I didn't, according to PZ Myers, you can talk. And you can reason. Oh, you can't tell me either, can you? Perhaps this bathroom cleaner can actually help me out here. Okay.
Cancer stuff, yeah.
Steal? These complex chemicals can't really talk much. For those of you who don't know what it means to reason, I took the liberty to go get the definition.
Oh, goody.
For this is, it has the power of the mind to think, understand, and form judgments by the process of logic. And I'm sorry, guys. Complex chemicals doesn't have the ability to do that. Obviously, you have to be a lot more than complex chemicals to be able to reason. Another definition for it is a cause,
not wrong,
explanation, or a justification for an action or event. But that's not the one we want. We want the second definition: the power of the mind to think, to understand, and to form judgments by the process of logic. Any moron who gets on YouTube and says that human beings are basically complex chemicals and then stops it right there, that's what's going to happen to you from here on out. If you ever come to my room and says, Jimmy, we're nothing more than complex chemicals. Oh, okay, cool.
Nothing more.
So if this is complex chemicals too. I would like for you to tell me the deep mysteries of the world. See, you ain't got nothing to say. See? That's just stupid. That's what happens when you just focus on one subject, which would be science, and not look at nothing else. They don't address consciousness. They don't address what we will call the soul. They don't address what we call the mind and where it came from. All they do is look at you and go, your bones are calcium. You got magnesium in you. You got that iron in you. You know what I mean? This is a stupid statement. You guys laugh at Christians for believing that God exists, but then you get on the internet of all places in the World Wide Web where we can all hear this and say, we're nothing more but complex chemicals. Stop laughing at us and get your worldview together, because you guys are a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, if you ask me. GTV.
Okay, I wanted to go ahead and let it finish because it was a fairly short video anyway, and I wanted to make sure everybody heard everything he said. So, again, you hear this argument a ton, that atheists are saying we're just complex chemicals, we're nothing more than a bunch of chemicals in a bag, and blah, 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 blah. The problem he's making, and again, I'll throw this at PZ if he said just chemicals, but you're smuggling in chemicals and nothing else. We have these things, and I know this is way over G-Man's head, but if you want some ammunition to refute this argument, we have this thing called emergent properties. And when complex chemicals organize in a certain way, say a brain, we have emergent properties that come from that. Logic, reason, cognition, consciousness. The can of roach spray he has will never have cognition or consciousness because it's arranged in the wrong way for that sort of emergent property. It's like saying a lake, this lake over here is nothing more than a collection of molecules that are 2 parts hydrogen and 1 part oxygen. Well, yes, that's true, but molecules of H2O have an emergent property called wetness, and they have this sort of thing called they stifle air. You can't have air in the ground, so it drowns people. But it's not just complex chemicals. It's not nothing more than complex chemicals. There's an emergent property. And this is the thing you want to stick with when you have a theist trying to throw this in your face. And we say, we're nothing more than chemicals. It's an argument for the soul, but it's a poor one. And just keep in mind that the whole emergent properties thing is important. And yes, we're complex chemicals, but we're complex chemicals arranged in a certain way so that we have emergent properties. That's it. I told you it'd be a short one today. Next time he puts up a dumbass video like that has something to say about atheists and atheism that's so stupid,